was I going to say? I can't remember. So let's go ahead and see if there's questions out there. Okay. So first question, this kind of off topic stuff. Someone may have attended. Okay. How does BI Publisher work with the data warehouse? Good question. So if you attended, we did some other sessions earlier in the week about BI Publisher as well as Business Objects and Crystal. So really, what we with BI Publisher out of box from Oracle, you get a JDBC driver. You can also use a thin driver. So you would do with the data warehouse, you'd actually not be using the out of box driver. You just set up a different thin driver to that source. So you can set up within Oracle BI Publisher thin connections to either Oracle DB2 or SQL Server. So whatever format that data warehouse is in, you can connect to it. Shouldn't be a problem. Let's see. Have you experienced performance problems with customers who connect directly to J or transactional data? It's really hard to kind of blanket performance problems. I think there's so many factors that come into it. We have some very large customers that have small data sets. We've got small customers or small companies that have very large data volumes. It really comes down to if you're going to go against a transactional system, if you have an extremely large volume of data, and traditionally if you're already summarizing in JD Edwards, the count balance file frame might summarize that data. You're feeding the data warehouse. If you're pulling the same volume of data, yes, there's some things about the data modeling that will provide you some better performance sometimes, but it's not going to be like to the degree I would expect, where you might take a query that runs in 5 minutes against your transaction system is now going to run in 5 seconds against the data warehouse. And sometimes it could be, and we've done some benchmarking against both, and in the benchmarking that we've done, like I said, it hasn't been 100% one direction or the other. We've outperformed transaction reporting with the data warehouse and have customers that have implemented some of our direct connect offerings and outperformed some of the data warehouses they've already had purchased for JD Edwards from other vendors. And other times, for some specific queries, the data warehouse works best. So it really depends, but performance is always going to be, no matter whether you're going with the data warehouse or direct, an ongoing process to fine-tune things. And if you're going to go direct, it's best if you're flexible on evaluating and profiling, even against the warehouse. If you have specific queries that you run, you're going to want to profile those queries and say, okay, is there any tuning we could do, maybe adding an index here or there that may improve performance. And a lot of the database tools like SQL Server and DB2 and Oracle you can run some of these queries through there, and it'll say, yeah, here's a recommendation. If you add this specific index, you might get an 80% gain on your performance. Another question: what ETL tools do you support? Yeah, that was probably before I hit that slide. We support Business Objects Data Integrator, as well as Microsoft SSIS, which is SQL Server Integration Services. If you have any questions about those, just feel free to reach out. What are the disadvantages of a near real-time data warehouse? Again, it's just one of those things where, if you want as close to real-time, you don't really have many options. Sometimes if you're doing loads without the near real-time, you might be doing it as long as the window is fine after hours, so you're actually having that data warehouse grab all your data from your source system and feed it to the target when no one's on the system. When you're doing even near real-time data warehousing, again, even though you might be pulling from the logs, it may be less intrusive than if you were going and doing loads directly against the tables. There's still going to be it's doing something on the database. It's probably not that big of a deal either way, so you're probably going to be okay. And it's just something you can just monitor, and then that might determine how frequently you run those. And it doesn't have to be across the board. You could have some tables in JD Edwards feeding near real time, and others are fed nightly. So even with the near real time, you can set those up to say, okay, I want these specific tables to be running every 30 seconds. These other ones, I want them to run every 4 hours, and these others, I want these to run nightly, maybe after sales update or something like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and announce our winner here. Okay, so the winner for today's session is Sandy Frederick. Sandy, congratulations from looks like Trend Enterprises, I think. Okay, perfect. So we'll be reaching out to you. And everybody else, thank you very much for attending our session here today. If you want, you'll be pumped up for a survey. If you want the recording for this session or any of the other sessions that we've done over the last couple of weeks, I think we did the BI, reporting in BI for the executive, reporting for the business user, the technical user, and then the data warehousing one today. Just specify that in the survey, and we'll send you links to those as they're out on the website. So thanks again, and we look forward to speaking with you soon. If you have any other questions, feel free to pose those in the survey, and we'll be back in touch with you. Thank you very much.